So with that being said, in harmony with her, first of all, my name is Shavonne Jackson. Good afternoon, ladies. So I just want to say that I'm grateful for being here. I've been inspired by all of you ladies. I love hearing your stories, and we all have a story. So in harmony with what she was saying, I was adopted. So I went through a lot growing up as a teenager. I'm a suicide survivor. I've been depressed. I've been in the hospital, all of those things. You know, you name it, I've done it. I'm not ashamed to tell my story. I am a writer, so I love quotes. So now, I've traveled over 40 different states. I've been in different countries and lots of islands. So it's like people see my glory, but they don't know my story. Okay, so I'm here to share. And like I said, with being adopted, I've always in trouble in school. You name it, I done it. So like they say, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. So when I was writing, I started writing in high school actually when I was 17 because I didn't have an outlet. The therapy wasn't working. I wasn't talking to them because they didn't have to go home and deal with what I had to go through. So, I didn't talk to them. It didn't work. So I learned to talk with my pen and paper because they never told my secrets. I can express exactly how I feel, and the paper understood, And so that's what I did. So basically, when I started writing, it was just like a diary, basically. I was just sharing my innermost thoughts, and I wrote about things that was going on at the time, but then I also wrote about how I wish things would be, how I long for things to be, how one day I wish it would be. Okay, so I'm from Michigan, born and raised, and I've been in Atlanta since the 90s. So I came down here probably a year after I got in Georgia. One day I'm just sitting back. I had all my poems in a little book I just took with me, and I had an epiphany one day. And I realized at that very moment, it's like everything that I wrote about, the things that my poem said, that was the life that I was living. I wrote about living, moving far away. I wrote about being at peace one day. I wrote about being free. And that's exactly the life that I was living. So it's like, you know what? I've got to share this story with others. It doesn't matter, male, female, black or white, young or old. We all have the same stories. We've all been there, done it. And, my youngest reader is 6 years old. I was sharing with someone earlier. I have readers in their 80s. Okay, I have readers of all backgrounds, all nationalities. And so, when I had that epiphany, I knew I wanted to share my story with the world and let them know some things that I had been through, because I found out that what I've been through, most other people have gone through, okay? And it's like, if I made it, if I did it, so can someone else, What if someone read my poem and I can save them from, attempting suicide?
Yes.
What if I can share my story and let them know that, the people the older men at the church or the older men in the neighborhood and the things they're saying or trying to do, it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like she said, when you share your story, every time I tell my story, I'm healing. I'm liberated. I'm not ashamed of nothing. When you see me today, you're looking at a reflection of God's grace and mercy.
Right.
So I have no shame. I'm liberated. So I'm a self-published author. I did everything myself. No GoFundMe, none of that. Okay. So
if a story's in you and you want to know how to do that,
I'm your girl. That's right. So I have 2 poetry books over. I'm working on my 3rd one. The first one I say is like my caterpillar. The second one is my butterfly. And the 3rd one that I'm getting ready to put out next is going to represent life today. And that's just that butterfly flying freely. So as she said, if you guys are interested in, sharing your story, getting published one day, if you're already in the process, you need editing, marketing, anything like that, definitely see me. I have flyers over there. I also have spoken word CDs. I'm available for booking, for speaking events. I speak at schools. I do workshops and things like that. So I'm Shavonne. Come see me. Thank you.